You just sold your accordion online and now you have to ship it hundreds of miles away. Or maybe you have an accordion that needs repairs, tuning, something that you just can't do yourself. And with more and more accordion shops closing down, you can't go around the corner and just drop it off. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to safely ship an accordion from point A to point B. This is not straightforward. You can damage your instrument, so you need to know everything we go over in this video. It's very important. Stay tuned. So when it comes to shipping an accordion, you're going to find out very quickly that you're probably not prepared to do it. The one thing I could recommend is when you get your accordion, if you're buying it online or if you're buying it from a shop, make sure that you get the box that it comes in, because you can use the box, the materials, all of that to ship the accordion when it needs a repair or if you're selling it. So doing something like that is really just thinking ahead and really setting yourself up so you're not frustrated when it comes time to ship it. Sourcing all of these materials is a big frustration. Finding a box with the double lining of the corrugated cardboard, a nice rigid box, styrofoam, bubble wrap, memory foam, all of that becomes very expensive when you're buying it individually, and you're going to be left with a lot of leftovers. So I brought this to Joey's attention over at Petosa Accordions, and we came up with a solution where they're now offering accordion shipping kits. So go down to the link in the description. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way. I'm happy to plug Petosa Accordions. It's a wonderful company, and they're really thinking about the customer with something like this. So over at Petosa Accordions, if you go to Accessories, Essential Gear, and scroll down to the bottom, and on the very last page, we have accordion shipping kits. So with these kits, you're getting the exact box that you need. You're getting styrofoam. You're getting all of the essential things that you need, even the stickers, the fragile stickers this side up. All of this has been carefully thought out by a company that's been shipping accordions for decades, literally decades. So I would head over there and really consider picking one of these up. It's about $35, and shipping from Seattle, Washington to Buffalo, New York, that's about the most extreme distance in America. It's going to be another $70 for shipping. It comes out to $105. Is it worth it? Absolutely. If you're going to buy all these things individually, you're probably going to spend even more. So I think something like this is really going to help so many people. So yeah, definitely head over there and consider picking this up. If you want to try and figure this out yourself and just grab some stuff that you have lying around at home too, that might work. But this is really the way to go, because if you damage your accordion, you don't want to damage your accordion. That's the last thing you want. There's so many things that can go wrong with shipping an accordion. We're going to go over all of that. So why don't we hop into step number one? Okay, so step number one is sourcing the materials like we talked about. You're going to want to get a box that fits your accordion, but not only just the accordion, but if you have a case for the accordion, you want the box to be able to fit the case and then some, to have a little bit of extra room. So I'm just going to dump this out and we're going to go over what's in here and how you can use this to pack your accordion. So we're left with a big mess right now, but basically, besides the box, what you're going to need is some styrofoam. This looks to be about 3/4 inch styrofoam, and again, it comes with the kit if you're going to buy the kit, but if you're going to try and source this yourself, try and find several pieces of styrofoam. This is going to go in between the case, the accordion case, and the walls of the box. This is some memory foam. If you're able to find some memory foam, this is going to come in handy. You put this at the bottom of the box to place the accordion on, so we have that. We also have different pieces of bubble wrap. We have some small little pieces of bubble wrap right here. We have some of the heavy-duty, larger bubble wrap, and then we have some of these heavy-duty, large cell pieces of bubble wrap, and these ones are even bigger. As you can see right away, there's already like a list of materials that you need, so it probably will be helpful just to get the kit. We also have some packing paper that's going to help, and we also have a big heavy-duty plastic bag. This is where the accordion is going to go in. It'll go in its case, and then this will go over the case. Even if the box gets left in the rain, something like this is going to protect all of it. And you're also going to want some red fragile stickers. Of course, you can write this on the box, but there's nothing more eye-catching to the delivery man to see a red sticker that tells you this side up, fragile. It's going to probably make a difference because you don't want this accordion to sit on any other surfaces when you go to ship it. The very last thing that we're going to go over is the cardboard cord rail. This is something that gets installed in the base mechanism, so it prevents the base buttons from becoming depressed and then stuck. Very common thing to happen, and sometimes it could be very frustrating to fix it. So this is the next thing that we'll focus on. Okay, so the first thing that we need is the accordion that we're going to ship, and we're also going to need some sort of piece of cardboard similar to this. If you're not buying the kit, this does come with the kit, but if you're going to make one, you're going to make a small, thin, double-sided piece of cardboard that will go in and slide into the base mechanism to prevent all of these cords from being compressed. So we need that. We also need a screwdriver to remove these 4 screws, which will open this up. And we also need some type of tape. You don't necessarily need the tape if you are gonna install this. It doesn't hurt to do both, but basically you're gonna wanna use some kind of painter's tape to go across the top of this, and that'll help promote the buttons or encourage the buttons to stay up. We're also gonna do that on the keyboard as well. I have some gaffer's tape. Real quick, I want to mention this gaffer's tape. I use this in another video to transform the sound of your accordion. Basically, you can take this, apply it to the inside of your grill, and for about $2, you can transform the sound of your accordion, and it sounds like a tone chambered accordion. It's pretty amazing. Check that video out. I'll leave a link in the description, but this is going to be perfect for shipping the accordion because it's professional non-stick tape. So when you put it on something, you go to peel it off, you're not going to get that residue. Yeah, let's get back to it. So I think gaffer's tape is actually going to work even better than painter's tape or masking tape. You don't want to use the plastic like box tape, like packaging tape, because that's going to leave a lot of like residue on it. That's what we're going to need. And yeah, why don't we open this up real quick. First thing we're going to do is undo our base strap. Okay, so now that we have that undone, we have 4 screws right here that will allow this whole face to pop off. And I don't have the right screwdriver. This is too broad of a tip. I need a fine tipped Phillips screwdriver, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this should do the trick. We have a Phillips screwdriver with a fine tip, and there we go. So we want to remove these 4 screws. Okay, and now that this is undone, we just pull this out, and we want to find an area that looks something like this, where, let me see if I could bring that a little bit closer. We want to find an area where these cord buttons will be blocked once we put this piece of cardboard in. So you want the cardboard to fit right in here like this. And just like that, none of these buttons are going to be depressed. The base buttons will. These base buttons, the fundamental row, the counter bass, that's okay. We just want to make sure that these cord buttons are blocked. This isn't going to be the case for cheaper accordions that are mass produced, such as Hohner and Weltmeister. Typically, they won't have this section where you can put this in. So in that case, you will definitely want to use some gaffer's tape or some painter's tape or masking tape to go over the base buttons and just help encourage them to stay up. All right, and now we're going to put this back together. If you have any wires for a 9-volt battery for your pickup, make sure the wires don't get pinched in there. And we're also going to line up our air release valve with the hole and make sure that lines up. Okay, and now we'll put the bass strap back on. Okay, so we have that all set. And like I said, if you can't do the cardboard cord rail, you're going to want to use some tape on the buttons. And we'll basically go all the way across. You can do both. It's probably best to do both and just be safe. But you bring it across like this. Make sure it's hitting all the buttons and all the way to the other side. And it's okay to have these spaces like this. We want it to be like that so it holds all these buttons up. All right, and when it comes to the keyboard side, it's also a good idea to do something similar across the keys. So we'll take our tape and we'll hit all of the white keys, and we're just pressing softly. We're not pressing it down, but we're just getting it to stick. And now it's sitting nice and flush across the top, and they don't really want to go down, as you can see. And now we're going to do the black keys as well. And with the black keys, you want to be just a little bit softer. You don't want to press these down. You just want it to go across like that. And it's already, you can tell that you try and push it down, it wants to take the other ones around it with it, and it resists. So basically this is keeping it all nice and non-compressed. So this is exactly what we want. So the accordion is good to go. Next thing we're going to do is toss the accordion in its case, and then the case in the box. All right, so now that we have the accordion ready to go, you can lose the straps. You're not going to need to ship it with the straps unless you're selling it. But if you're shipping it to an accordion shop, you don't need to worry about the straps. You can leave those at home. So grab the case that you have for the instrument. If you don't have a case, I would recommend really wrapping the whole thing in bubble wrap. But for this, we have a case, so we're going to put it in there. And one thing to keep in mind is if you are putting this in a hard case, the hard case isn't going to be as padded as this, so you'll want to put some memory foam or some padding at the bottom of the case where the feet of the accordion sit. That'll protect it even more if anybody drops it. We're trying to keep this upright so it's not dropped or placed on the keyboard side. So now that we have it in here, we do want to protect this, and what we do for that is wrap it in some bubble wrap. We're going to take some bubble wrap and really wrap the top part of the keyboard and make sure that is extremely protected, because if it does get dropped on the opposite side, you can really wreck the keyboard. And there's also a master switch. My accordion doesn't have the master switch, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you do have a master switch, you'll want to isolate it maybe with a couple extra pieces of foam or some styrofoam and put it on each side, protecting that master switch from being depressed. So we have this all wrapped up. I'm going to kind of fold it over itself so it's extra padded on the face of it. Okay, so now that we've created a bit of a cushion for the keyboard, we can zip this up and toss it in the box. Okay, so to prep the box, before we toss it into the box, we want to make sure that the bottom is padded. So what we're going to do, if you bought the Accordion Shipping Kit, you'll have a piece of 1-inch foam that could go on the bottom of this if you're not using it in the hard case. But we also have these pieces right here to go along the bottom. And you could take some paper and throw it in the bottom. Could also take some bubble wrap. This is the heavy-duty bubble wrap, and create a bed for it. And the last thing we want to do is take the memory foam and put it in there so it'll sit flush down in there. So the next thing we want to do is take our styrofoam and wrap it around the circumference of the box. This will protect it if the box gets punctured at all or anything like that. But we basically want to take all 6 of these pieces of styrofoam and fit it in there accordingly. Okay, and just like that, we have a nice enclosed chamber for the accordion to sit in there. Last thing we do with the case with the accordion in it, we're going to put it in the bag, so if this does get exposed to rain for any reason at all, it's totally enclosed in the plastic bag. And now that it's in the plastic bag, we toss it in the box. Okay, and just like that, it's in there. So last thing we do is take the remaining pieces of bubble wrap, paper, just fill in any gaps. Have the accordion float on the inside of this box. We don't want it to be touching any of the edges. So if we isolate it in the middle, it'll have cushion on every side. And some more pieces of bubble wrap on the top. And let's see, does it close? Look at that. Perfect. So last thing we want to do is tape it up and make sure that we have all of these fragile stickers on all of the edges. If you don't have the stickers, write it with some type of red marker and just make sure that this side stays up. For this part, of course, you can use standard boxing tape. You're going to want to tape up all of the edges. You want to get everything nice and sealed. Okay, and just like that, we have our accordion boxed up. Now it's time to ship it. All right, so I have everything packed up, ready to go, and I figure we can talk to the professional himself, Joey Petosa, on some of the tips that you need for shipping an accordion.
Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, you caught me on the pooper, I guess, earlier.
I should have figured. I'm working on the shipping video right now, and I figured I would ask you just a few other questions.
Yeah, go for it.
So if we were to ship this, you would probably recommend using UPS or even FedEx over the United States Postal Service, correct?
Yeah, we'd absolutely not recommend using the Postal Service.
And between FedEx or UPS, which one do you prefer more?
Doesn't matter.
And then if somebody is shipping this international, it's probably best to go straight to DHL, or do you still recommend FedEx or UPS?
I think all three would be on the table there.
Insuring the instrument.
Yeah, so I mean, I think retail, people are paying retail like on average $15 per $1,000 of insurance. Yeah, I mean, it's a personal preference kind of thing. I mean, some people want to, insure it at minimum to save money, and some people want to make sure that things, just for the peace of mind. So I don't like outwardly telling people like, oh, you don't need to insure it for what you think it's worth. Just insure it for a little bit for damage, because that can come and bite you in the butt if something actually did happen that was worse than just basic damage.
Okay.
I mean, you're playing with the odds of, 99.9999% of them not being able to lose your package because of tracking and it being a large package and hard to go missing.
Okay, and probably also have the signature upon delivery.
Yeah, I mean, you want to mitigate the threat of theft at delivery, so that's, for sure, signature. Yeah, there's little things like that you can do to make it make most sense instead of just like overpaying on every front of the shipping process.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you, man.
We'll catch up soon, right?
All right, man. Yeah, talk to you soon. Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, so that's it. How to ship an accordion. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you have any other questions that we may have missed. For any veteran accordion players out there who have stories about shipping an accordion, and any of the pros, any of the cons, any nightmares that you may have experienced, any insurance claims that you may have experienced where you've had to cash in on that insurance that you got for your accordion, make sure you leave a comment down below, and that'll extend the learning outside of the recording of this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a quick like. That way YouTube's algorithm is going to pump it out to more accordionists so they can learn from this information. I want to give a shout out to my Patreon members for supporting this channel. If you too would like to become a Patreon member, go to patreon.com/squeezingthanks. And until next time, peace.